Now this is a very interesting question. Can a class implement interfaces with same method names? Now this question or this debate is very interesting. I know that this question has been discussed on a lot of forums. People have blogged about it. People discuss now and then about this question. This is one of those favorite questions also during the interview. Okay, so let's try to see practically what exactly happens if we try to create a class which implements interfaces with same method names. Now first let me try to make you understand what exactly this question means. Okay, now let's say that you have an interface called as I1 which has a method called as method1. You then have one more interface called as I2 which has again a method called as method1. Now this code is a pseudocode, so don't expect that if you type on your on your Visual Studio it should compile, but this is just a pseudocode to make you understand the scenario. So we have two interfaces here, I1 and I2. Now let's say we create a class called as A which implements both I1 as well as I2. Now both these method names in these interfaces are same, that is method1 and method1. So now what will happen here, right? So what we'll do is, in order to understand this, we'll first go to our Visual Studio. We'll try to create two interfaces. We'll try to implement them in the class and see what happens, and then we'll try to answer this question in a better manner. So here's a simple console application which I have created. So let me go first and create a simple interface here. I1, we'll say I1 here, which will have a method called as method1. Okay, and in the same way I'll go and create one more interface here called as I2 which will have a method again called as method1. Right, now let me go and create a class here called as class A, okay, which implements both I1 and I2. Okay, and let me write some implementation here. Public void method1. I'm just going to put here console dot write line saying who has called me. Okay, right. So we have created an interface here, two interfaces here with the same method name, method1 and method1, and we are trying to implement both these interfaces, and we have gone ahead and we have implemented method1. Now the first question which will come to your mind is that will this code compile or not? So let me go and hit the build here. Oh, it's compiling. So now if this compiles, so what happens if I create an object of A and point towards I1, and what if I create an object of A and point towards I2? What will happen? Let's try to see that. So let me say here I1 obj is equal to new A, right, and I'm going to say I1 obj dot invoke method1. In the same way I'm going to go and create another object of A and point that object towards I2 interface, new A, I2 obj dot method1. Now what I'll also do is I'll just go and put a read line here so that we can see the outputs. Right, so what I've done now is I'm creating the object of A and pointing it towards the interface 1 reference, and then I'm creating the object again of A and pointing towards the interface 2 reference, and I'm invoking this method1. So again let's see if this code builds. Oh yes, it builds. And now let's see if this code runs. Oh yes, it runs. So this works, it compiles, it runs, but this is not what we were expecting, right? We have two interfaces, so we would like to see two implementations. Now to define two different implementation for the same method names, we need to use explicit interface method implementation. In other words, we need to qualify the method names in the class who is implementing the interfaces by using the interface names. So let's try to see how we can do that. So let's close this and let's go back to our code here. So what we need to do here is we need to qualify this method name by using the interface name. So we are going to say here something like this: I1 dot method name. Okay, so we'll say this is called via I1, and in the same way when we implement I2, we have to say I2 dot method 1. So over here I'll say this is called via I2. So delete this. It's called via I2. Now let's go and build the solution. So build solution. Public is not valid in this term. Let's see what the error is. Public. Right, you don't need to define this as public. It is public interface. All methods of interfaces are public by default. Succeeded. Nice. So I'm going to do a control F5 here. Now what should happen is, when I'm going to what you call point this A towards I1, it will actually go and invoke this method 1, and when I'm going to go and point the I2 towards A object, it will actually go and invoke this method 1 logic. So if I do a control F5 now, you can see that the I1 interface is calling his own implementation and the I2 interface is calling his own implementation. So henceforth, whenever you have a debate stating that can we implement interfaces with same method names? Yes, you can, by using the explicit interface implementation. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Keep watching the object-oriented programming section. We are going to update more videos in this section, and I hope that you become technically stronger in terms of fundamentals as well as in terms of understanding .NET in a better manner. Thank you very much. Now whatever video you have seen, right, is just a glimpse of what we have done. So in case you are interested in our video package, you can go to our site, that is www.questpon.com. You can call on this number and you can ask the complete DVD package what we have. So in this DVD package what we have done is basically we have covered almost everything what a .NET developer wants. So right from basics of ASP.NET, Object-Oriented Programming, SQL Server, to new technologies like WCF, Silverlight, Link, Azure, Entity Framework. We also have UML, architecture, estimation, project management. There is a complete invoicing project end-to-end which is covered, so that you can get a better feel of how to actually create projects in a systematic manner. We have covered server products, both for SharePoint 2007 as well as for 2010. We have a lot of best practices video on SQL Server, etc. So this complete package, you can get from www.questpon.com if you're interested, and you can call on this number and you can ask for the rates. It's a very decent rate what we have. In the same way, as compared to the videos, we also have one more product with us, that is our interview question books. So we have different kinds of interview question books, right from .NET interview questions to SQL Server interview questions, SharePoint interview questions, BizTalk interview questions, etc. So in case you are interested in the books part, you can call on these numbers as per your location. So you can see these numbers on the board at this moment. So I hope that you keep enjoying the videos, you keep seeing our site, and I hope that you gain more knowledge. Thank you very much.